Alright, Stage Envy here, Satan, the devil, yeah, that guy, that's who I am. The guy that runs hell. I'm here on Earth to save humanity in its time of need, because its time of need is pretty much here now. So I'll make these videos for my daughter, and the first thing I'm going to talk about, very quickly, because I've got other stuff that's important to talk about. The first thing I'm going to talk about is to show you how the Great Reset with oil is now happening. So I've gone on, you might have heard in the news, Google, about Venezuela. I've gone on Google. I'm on news, Google News. I've put Venezuela oil tankers. And there's an article in the BBC, that's the British Broadcasting Corporation. US seizes fifth oil tanker linked to Venezuela. Right, so oil tanker, you can see it quite clearly. The US seizes linked to Venezuela. The situation, the US is running out of oil, and it's simply stealing. From what I can see, just it says seizes instead of steals. See the word here, US. That's US means USA. That means America. USA seizes fifth oil tanker linked to Venezuela. Right, so really that should say steals fifth oil tanker linked to Venezuela. The Americans are stealing oil tankers now from Venezuela. Venezuela is a country that is supposed to have quite a lot of oil in the ground, but because the world is running out of oil, America's just stealing those oil tankers. America's got a very powerful military. They've got a very powerful navy, so they can just steal oil tankers and no one can do anything. So that's what's happening with Venezuela. There's another situation you might have heard of in the news at the minute about Iran. So I've put into Google, go on the news at the minute, I've put Google, Iran, oil producing nation, and then Google says, yes, Iran is a major oil producing nation. And if you go on Google at the moment, you go on just Google News, go on home, you'll see Iran is in the news, and the Americas, the US again, the US talking about intervention in Iran. So what's happening in Iran? Well, Iran is having, hang on, just click that off. Iran is having high inflation. So I'll put on Google News, Iran high inflation, Google News. And that's been a big behind, see, here's a new headline, behind the inflation crisis, why Iran's streets are erupting again. So inflation, what that means in Iran, if you do Google searches, Holly, Iran's having high inflation and they're an oil producing nation because Iran is like a desert country. You can do all your own research, Holly. Iran's like a country that's mostly a desert, really. And the only thing they've got to export, to sell to other countries, is crude oil. But unfortunately, they've pretty much run out. So now they've got high inflation because they've got nothing else to sell. Well, high inflation just means that the price of everything there is really expensive. And there's a lot of riots and there's a lot of people dying in Iran at the minute. The US want to go into Iran to make doubly sure, have they definitely run, US as in America, have they definitely run out of oil in Iran? Because they're desperate to find more oil. That's why they're stealing Venezuelan oil tankers. They've been to Nigeria as well. I mean, there's another headline. So I put in here, Google, I'm just on all for this, Nigeria oil. And it says Nigeria is Africa's largest oil producer. And then here in the news, this very just recently, 25th of December 2025, so that's Christmas, that's just happened. US launches strikes against Islamic State in Nigeria. Basically, I think what's happening there is the Americans are trying to intimidate the Nigerians in Africa, to just give them all their oil by firing missiles at them. See it there. So it's the headline in the BBC News. US launches strikes against Islamic State in Nigeria. That was on the 25th of December 2025. Now, they won't, it won't admit that it's about oil, but it is about oil. It's about, the only reason they're in Nigeria doing anything to the Nigerians, the US, is because Nigeria, Google Nigeria oil. Nigeria is Africa's largest oil producer. The whole world economy, as I've said many times, runs on crude oil. And crude oil's running out. And the Americans, who've got a very powerful military, are trying to grab as much oil at the minute as they can to protect their economy, to protect the American economy. That's what they're trying to do. They're just out there warring, having a war with everyone. So much so that the Americans, the USA, wants to take over Greenland. Greenland's a country in the Arctic, that's mostly in the Arctic Circle. And Donald Trump, why Trump wants Greenland and what's standing in his way, it says. So if you do research on Greenland, USA and Greenland, you'll find out Donald Trump wants to essentially take over Greenland, to invade Greenland with the US military. And at the moment, he's been sort of told off for wanting to do that by Denmark. Denmark's the actual country that owns Greenland. So Denmark's a European country. And the reason he wants Greenland, although he won't say it, is because he's looking for more crude oil. He's hoping if he goes to Greenland and drills down into the ground, they're going to find more oil for the Greenland economy. For the American economy from Greenland. Getting my words mixed up. So, that's what this whole Greenland thing's about, Holly. So you might have seen that. But still, if the oil prices on the oil market are being kept low, why? Because Dave Genvy's got all his money in crude oil, and the alien, with its psychic powers, can't control me. Because I've got this bigger brain, and so have you, Holly. We're warrior caste. The alien wants me to either sell my oil investments and just have it as cash or something, not have my money in oil anymore, or kill myself, right? I'm not going to do either of those things, but that's what the alien wants me to do. And occasionally the alien will talk to me in my ear and say to me, why are you even bothering? Why are you bothering to do this, Dave? What's the point of this? Because I need to try and save humanity, that's why. So what I'm trying to show you with Greenland and Nigeria and Iran and Venezuela, how those oil tankers have been stolen from Venezuela. America's sort of got involved with all of them. This is actually happening. America is the most powerful military in the world. I'm pretty sure that's right. So they can just sort of go around stealing everyone's oil that's left. There isn't much left. And they can just go around stealing everyone's oil. Now, I actually know where there's more oil. There's a lot more oil under the salt flats. We've got these things called salt flats in the world, and there's a lot more oil under those. But the alien doesn't want us drilling those yet, because the alien, believe it or not, wants to eventually move to this planet en masse. Like, a lot of them come here. Instead of just a handful of them come here, loads. So what they want to do, what the alien wants to do, is kill off a load of these people, these just regular worker drones, which start starvation caused by oil shortages, hyperinflation of food prices, and eventually move here in large number. Loads of greys live here. Just get rid of a lot of people, and that's their plan. And at the moment their plan's working, but the problem they've got is Dave Genvy's got all his money in crude oil. And I'm not going to sell that. You know, I'm waiting for this great reset. They're still keeping the price down. I think they will. I think they will for a long time in the UK and America, because the UK is a close ally. The UK is a close ally of America, and we've got the UK pound. They've got the US dollar, and they're trying to keep the oil. The US is trying to keep all the oil to protect the US dollar. And I think they might give us some in the UK to protect the UK pound, because otherwise, once you don't have oil for your countries, once you don't have oil for your country, your currency then begins to have no value, has no buying power. It's hard for a little girl to understand, but hopefully you can see those stories and realise I am right. This is actually all happening, Holly. And I am Satan. I've proven that with little demons on my head and all sorts. I'm the guy that runs hell for God. It's hard to believe, I know. But it doesn't even matter if you believe me on all that. I've got to talk to you about something now that's important that you probably do need to believe me on. So we're going to do that now. All right, Holly, first thing I need to tell you about, the aliens are giving me a really hard time making this section of the video. They keep having this section of the video failing because they control these computers, they control this camera, they control all our computer tech. It's all controlled by the aliens, and they control people with psychic powers. They're trying to stop me telling you this now. But something, right, you can't mention it to your mum, but something I have to wear is a gum shield. Now, your mum will remember that. You can mention, oh, my dad wears a gum shield. Right, so I have to wear this gum shield whilst I sleep, because the aliens will have you grinding your teeth, and it'll damage your teeth. I used to think it was just me doing it because I'm, you know, whatever, stupid or whatever, but it's the alien psychic powers that make you do it whilst you're asleep. Like how they can give you nightmares in your sleep and stuff like that. So what you need to do is say to your mum, I think I might grind my teeth like my dad. And what you can do is you can go on eBay, or your mum can go on eBay. You get a gum shield. They're only cheap, £3. A junior gum shield, a junior one. Probably need a junior one. So I'll put junior, because you're a little kid. You only got a small mouth. You get a gum shield, right, and you need to cut it to size. Now, what you're probably going to need to do is get your gum shield with your mum. I use tin snips, which are like special scissors. They're like really powerful scissors. Your mum probably hasn't got them. But what she can do is use this chopping board and a knife with a serrated edge on it. Right, serrated edge. Just to cut it to size for you. Because it'll be too big at first. You'll get one off the internet, off eBay, probably. Be too big. And then what you got to do, put it in a cup, a mug of boiling water. Just put it in a mug of boiling water for about a minute. And then you put it in your mouth. Put it in your mouth. To just get it to fit your teeth. You can wear that while you sleep. And it'll stop you damaging your teeth when you're grinding them. Now, this is the third time I've tried to make this video, because the alien, every time I put this video onto my computer, the alien wrecks the video. Because the alien, right, is a really nasty, nasty alien. And it is our enemy. And we need to fight it until the end of time. The worker drones can't fight it. You can't talk to the worker drones about the alien. You can't talk to your mum, oh, my dad says I need to have a gum shield because of the alien psychic powers. No, you just say, I think, or what you have to say to your mum is, I think I might be grinding my teeth like my dad. Mum, And your mum knows, I think I might need to wear a gum shield in my sleep, Mum, like my dad, because I think I grind my teeth. Say that to her. Don't mention the alien, and hopefully that sorts it out. Like I say, you need to cut it to size. And as well, if you end up coming here because of the hyperinflation, oil shortages and hyperinflation that will eventually come here, you end up coming here, I'll sort it out for you. But hopefully your mum can sort it out for you, but you can't mention the alien. Okay. So this is the third time I've tried to make this video. Hopefully it works this time. Hopefully the alien gives up, the little bitch. The alien, remember, Holly, we fight these aliens until the end of time. We never give up against these fucking aliens because they're absolute skids of shit. So remember that, Holly. It's really important. And as for the gum shield, hopefully you can get that sorted. And it'll protect your teeth through the night from you grinding your teeth. It's the alien psychic whip.